Excited about tonight, guys. This is one of the biggest collaborations I've ever done. We've got people hitting their microphone because they're so excited right now. And I am excited because we have all of you guys here, and we've done maybe some of these Jewel collaborations before. Maybe you've been on a call where it's like donating our favorite things and everybody gets Kendra Scott and it's like, woo, fun. Well, tonight is so special because all of the 10 individual jewels that came together really wanted to do something that would impact people a little bit more. So everyone really just went above and beyond and helped. That's a new one. Welcome to Plexus. Anybody can be a jewel with Plexus. And they helped so many incredible families, specifically like Plexus families that were impacted by Hurricane Harvey. We were able to come in, swoop in, and really bless people and help them get through this really, really tough time. So I'm super excited. I want to kick this off really quickly. The way it's going to work is each jewel that's a guest on our call tonight is going to hop on, introduce themselves, and give you guys their number one tip for fall business specifically. So first and foremost, I want to see the paper or the phone. Like, hold it up to your camera. You have to take some notes. I'm telling you, it's one of those things. It's like taking notes in church. For whatever reason, when you write it down, it's like you're just absorbing the information that much more. So write it down, take some notes. Don't rely on a recording. Really be engaged in this because it's those little nuggets, guys. I can't even tell you how many times I've been watching a video and it's a little nugget and bam, it changes the course of my entire business. No joke, just like that. So don't take this lightly. Really be excited about what you're going to hear tonight. And I am going to kick us off by playing a video from Jill Renfro. This is actually a great tip. Sidebar, I'm going to give a little tip from Jill that she doesn't even know I'm giving. Wednesday nights is a night that she has a big boundary set because she goes to church and spends time with her husband. Non-negotiable. So when all the other 9 jewels picked this day as the most convenient day, she said, I'm so sorry. And you guys know Jill, right? Like, hello, fun, blue, blue, blue. I want to be around everybody and have fun every day, all day. And she was like, still got to keep that boundary in place, right? So balance is so important. So she was not able to hop on live, but she sent us a video with her tip. I'm going to make sure it's loading real quickly. And I am going to play it for you guys. Am I able to share my screen, Andrea? Even though I'm not like the admin or whatever?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share my screen and here we go. Y'all let me know if you can't hear it for some reason.
Hey everyone, I'm Jill Renfro, Diamond Ambassador, and I'm sorry I couldn't be with y'all tonight live, so you get me pre-recorded over here, but hopefully it still works. Same tip, same thing I'm going to talk to you about, so no matter if it's recorded or live or not. But my best fall tip that I'm going to come to you. I don't care if it's winter, spring, summer, or fall, okay? Here's my business tip that I'm going to come to you about. I'm actually reading this book right now with my team. It is called Get Over Your Damn Self. It is absolutely amazing. We look forward to our book study every single Wednesday, but I'm going to tell you, number one, get this book. This book needs to be a part of your professional development. It needs to be part of your learning, and it needs to be a reference point for you when you are teaching to your team. I have told my team nonstop that this book right here, you should have so many highlights and thumbnails and dog tags and things on there, and use this as like a dictionary or encyclopedia to go back and say, hey, I need to learn a little bit more about follow-up, or I need to learn a little bit more about cold contacting, and go to that chapter that talks about that. You don't have to read it from front to back, cover to cover. Pick up a chapter right in the middle. Well, one of my favorite chapters that we actually just covered is chapter 9, and it is called The Fortune is in the Follow-Up. And I know that you've heard that cheesy cliche 9,000 times from your upline and everybody else. Well, I'm going to tell you the same dang thing. The fortune is in the follow-up. If we are not following up with people, we might as well kiss it goodbye. We're making $1 million mistake every single day. Most people are a one and done. So when I say one and done, this is what I mean. You contact them one time, and then you're done. And you're not even going back to them. we all need these continuous follow-ups because we have something in our life called noise. Noise is the distraction in our life. Noise of kids, noise of jobs, noise of husbands, finances, anything you've got going on, remodeling your home, buying a new home, that's noise in your life and distraction. So think about when you contact that one person and they say no, and you don't go back to them, well, the noise in their brain that caused them to say no this month or not right now may not be the noise in their brain next month or a month to come or 6 months from now. So are you going to do what it takes to follow up with that person today and continue to follow up with them 1, 2, 3, 4 years from now so that that no can turn around and be a wonderful yes? So many people that I have followed up with over the past weeks, months, and years have told me no, and they've turned around to be a beautiful yes because right now is the season for them. 3 years ago wasn't the season for them. They would have quit after 3 weeks. I don't want that. I want them when they're ready. I'm not in the business of convincing nobody to do nothing. I'm in the business to build belief and to build passion into them. So fortune is in the follow-up. So no matter how you're following up with somebody, just follow up. If you're following up with them about their personal life, you're following up with them about an event, you're following up with them about something amazing in our business that launched, a new product, you're following up with them to let them know how far you've come in this business. Hey, girlfriend, I know last month when we talked, it was a completely different story, but this month, sister girl, I reached a mega milestone in my business, and I have earned enough commission to turn around and pay for the investment back on my products. I had to let you know, girl, that only happened in a short 4 to 6 weeks. Follow up with them about your successes, your victories, events you can invite them to, product launches, good things about that's going on in our company, things that's going on in your life, things that's going on in their life, just chatting about life in general. Here is my tip. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, fortune is in the follow-up. Regardless of what you do, just flipping follow up. Don't be the one and done girl. Be the girl that says, girl, I'm coming back at you. And one day, you're going to be ready. So I hope y'all have a great night and enjoy the rest of all of the fun tips you've got going on. Bye, y'all.
Yay! That was awesome. Okay, now next I am going to pass it off to Amy Welch. So go ahead, girl.
Hey guys, Amy Welch, Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus. And listen, I have a couple of tips for you in the fall because it is a different season for our business. We're getting ready to come into the big, heavy holiday season, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. You guys need to do 2 things. One, you need to keep planting seeds because we're at the top of the hill for resolution season. Once we get over that Halloween hump, a couple things usually happen. One, people usually will check out from their health goals, right? They're going to be like, no, forget it. I ate all the Halloween candy. I am not going to get healthy until January. But you still need to be planting those seeds and working your business because lots of them are going to be harvested come January. The other thing you might run into during this season is people saving money for Christmas. So they might tell you they don't have enough money for Plexus, right? Because they're saving for those holiday gifts already. You guys need to lead with the business. Too often, we have teams of wholesalers, which don't get me wrong, I got to a Jewel mainly on wholesalers. They're the backbone of our business. But if you're wondering why you don't have that rock star, why don't you have anyone working the business, it's probably because you're not leading with the business. If you're only leading with the products, you are going to have a team full of product users, which is fine. Most of us on here, I know I got started for the products and I eventually became a business builder. But especially now when people are going to be focused on their paychecks and saving money for Christmas, don't be afraid to lead with the business. So lead with it now, going all the way into January, because that's also then when their credit card bills are going to hit for all the stuff that they splurge on over the holidays. So hope that was helpful, guys. Next, I want to introduce Allie Day. Let me see, actually, if she's on here. She said she was going. Oh, she's back. There she is. Perfect timing.
My video is not working. So it's either black screen or my portrait face. So I'll just do the portrait face. I don't know what's going on. It's like hit or miss. So my tip is get a computer that works. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. My I don't know. I think it's my Zoom. So sorry, guys. Anyway, I actually just hopped on, so I have no idea what the other tips were. So I apologize if I am repeating another tip. But if I am, then hey, it's really important. But for me, a big thing has been with kind of sharing on social media. I am a yellow personality. I'll tell y'all that just so you know who this is kind of coming from. I'm a yellow personality, but my background is in teaching, so I got some red in me too. But a big thing I think that it is important when you're using social media platforms is to be true to who you are and to be vulnerable. And this is something that I feel really passionately about, because I know so often when we think about being vulnerable, it's really, really scary. We think that people are going to judge us. We think that people aren't going to understand. But when I started getting vulnerable with my journey and sharing my story, that's when my business exploded. I mean, that's when my business completely took off. And I'm someone who struggled with anxiety. So just real talk for a second, that's a scary thing, or was a scary thing for me to talk about. I was terrified. I didn't think people would understand. I felt like the devil for so long told me I was alone in that, and that people didn't get it, and that they would judge me. And so I was terrified to share it. But when I did, people came out of the woodworks. There were people who messaged me and told me that their mom was the only person who knew they had anxiety. Their husband was the only person who knew they had the anxiety. So much shame in these people's messages, right? And so I not only had this opportunity to share something that could literally help them with their struggle, but also get to be that friend, get to be someone who is there for them. And I think that's such a gift that, this opportunity we're given with Plexus is to not just sell people stuff, right? But to really help them. And that's totally my yellow bleeding out, like the helping. I just want to help all the people. But if you can just kind of take down your walls, take down your, put your guard down, kind of get over yourself a little bit. I mean, real talk. I really think that you'll see some changes in people reaching out to you. So one quick example I'll give, and I'm not a mom yet. I'm 31 weeks pregnant, so I'll be a mom, sometime soon. An example is one of my ambassadors actually said to me one time, like, she was so excited. She was sharing a victory, and she said, Allie, for the first time ever, I went outside and played with my kids. She had pretty young kids, but still, she was like, for the first time ever, I went outside and played with them. And I didn't really understand. Like, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm not wrapping my mind around that. She's like, no, I've never had the energy. I've never felt like that's something I wanted to do even. I wanted to lay on the couch and tell them to shut up and watch the TV, real talk. And I'm like, holy cow, like, that's amazing. You need to share that. And she said, no, people will think I'm a bad mom. I'm like watching your faces on here. And when I was describing that, so many of you moms were shaking your head, which tells me you felt that way before, which means if she would have posted that, how many people would have related to her, right? So sometimes it's the scary things that are on our hearts, and they're there for a reason. So just do it afraid, and then message all of us and be like, oh my gosh, go show me some love because I'm freaking out. Okay. And that's totally fine. We'll do that. But be vulnerable. Just be vulnerable. That's it. That's my tip. And I am supposed to introduce.
Way to be one, Plexus, and set me up for success, Allie.
Do what?
I said you set me up for success because it leads right into what I want to talk about.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'm glad you knew you were after me because I'm not on it right now.
That's okay. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Emily Roberts. I am a Plexus Diamond, and I have been a part of this company since July 4th, 2014. My tip, I want to see everybody's pens and papers. Jules, you too, because this is gonna be jaw dropping. You ready? I want you to write this down. It's 4 words, okay? Stop. Everybody write that word down. Stop. Posting. So we have 2 words. Stop posting so far, okay? About. And you ready for this? Plexus. Oh, look at all the jaws dropping. You're like, what? This is a jewel top tip? Yes. Stop posting about Plexus. I want you guys to start selling solutions, okay? A lot of the time, you will have potentials or people on your team that go into a wholesale zone because they're like, I could never be a salesperson. And I'm thinking to myself, well, dear Lord, I hope you don't feel that way about me. I'm not a salesperson. But I can't sell you a solution. I can make you want what I have so bad. I'm wearing a nursing bra and I ain't nursing. But I can make you want this nursing bra because let me tell you how comfortable it is, okay? And I just share that because most of you are women. If you're not, sorry about it. But That's what I want you to do. That's how I want you to talk about Plexus. I want you to sell the solutions. We're going into the holidays, like Amy mentioned. We're going into flu season and cold season, and you're going to post about things like switching their essentials. For instance, you've seen that post going around of what's in your medicine cabinet. Why do people have medicine cabinets? I grew up with one, so I totally know what that is. But why do they have one? I want you to ask your audience, why do you have a medicine cabinet? Like, why are you getting sick that much? It's a little weird. Let's make their brains, retrain their brain, make them think things through. So when I say stop posting about Plexus, I mean the pink drink selfies. Dear Lord, have mercy. You only need one a month, all right? Just one a month. Because some of y'all, I come to your Facebook and you're pretty, okay? Like, Jesus gave you a really great face. I don't need to see it 7 days a week. All right, if your kid's in there with you, that's cute. Change it up, people, because if I don't want to see it, I can only imagine how potentials feel. That gets you unfollowed so quickly. And I don't know about y'all, my red habit is a control freak when it comes to followers. I know when people don't like what I'm posting, and I know I need to change it up. So if we stop posting about Plexus, and in return, I'll give you an example. One of my favorite things to post, and I do it probably twice a year, is I haven't had Diet Coke since 2014. That is a Plexus status to a T, but I didn't say the word Plexus. I didn't post a pink drink selfie. I didn't, comment my website. I didn't tag my upline. I didn't have to do all this shmammy MLM stuff. I put it out there that I haven't had diet soda, so someone goes, why not? I want them to ask me why not, or how did you do that? I did drink diet soda for 12 years. Okay, 12 years since I was a 12-year-old girl. Let that sink in. So imagine your friends that are maybe still have those crazy bad habits. But if we are constantly posting about Plexus, they don't hear that kind of stuff. They don't hear or really read in between the lines of what you're going through. So you can share a non-scale related victory and still get people to come to you. Another great one that I used to share quite often, I think it's how I met a lot of you, was nobody wants a beer gut with their beer, right? And that was about a ProBio 5. I had a high school football coach message me. I dated his son in high school, hadn't talked to him in about 10 years. People are watching. You have no idea who you could influence with your vulnerability, like Allie said, and doing it afraid, and just stop posting about Plexus. 2 more things to wrap this up. Like I said, flu season, back to school, the products that we forget a lot about, Family, X Factor Chewables, newsflash, they're updating it if you got an email. So don't know what that means, but check your emails. If you're going to Leaders Retreat, you'll want to be there. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to happen. But October is breast cancer awareness. Hello, that was our first, our founding father product was our breast check kit. Every single one of us on this Zoom call should have one, men included. Okay? Yeah? So these are things that you can post about that are different and you probably haven't posted about since you joined, because I'll be honest, I've posted 1 breast check kit post ever. So totally calling myself out. But stop posting about Plexus and then use all the other tips you just heard. Okay? All right. I am turning it over to, I just learned this last name, Taryn Mulcahy. Boom. She's here to share her tip with you.
Oh, thanks, Emily. You crushed it. I love it. And I love that tip because it is so, so true. So my name's Taryn Mulcahy. I'm an Emerald Ambassador. I may have some boys screaming in the background. I'm single momming it tonight. So my biggest tip has, oh my goodness, a lot to do with what Emily just said and everyone else has said. My biggest tip is 1, get excited, because I promise you the fall and the holiday season can and will be the most explosive time of your business if you decide it will. I promise you this. There's an excuse for anything and everything. So don't allow excuses to get into your head. People have excuses for why summertime is explosive and why summertime is dead. People have excuses why fall is explosive and fall is dead. You decide what your business is going to be. And I have had some of the most explosive. The reason I'm Emerald is because of a fall 2 years ago, which was crazy explosive. I couldn't even wrap my head around it because our team decided it was our time. We had so many people who said, this is my time, I'm doing this. People don't get to where they are in this business by trying this business and doing a little bit here and there. They get where they are because they say, this is my time, I'm going to do this. You have to believe that this is your time. You have to want it, and you have to do the things. It's small, easy steps for this business. But I'll say what I mean by that is this is your time. Reach out to anyone and everyone. I think me as a yellow, I get really scared and nervous about imposing on people during the holiday season or asking them to spend money on Plexus versus spending money on their family's Christmas when budgets are already tight. But that's a mindset thing. Why is Plexus not just as important? Why is the gift of this business or the gift of health not just as important as other things? You would not believe how many people are just begging for something to fall into their lap. That was me. And I'll tell you, I watched Sarah Taylor and Amanda Grubb, my uplines, for all of October, November, and December, and January. And I watched them like a hawk until in February, I finally said, all right, screw it. I'm going to do this. Sign me up for this Plexus thing. And I did the business from the beginning because I watched them be successful throughout the holidays, bringing in money and feeling great. And I was feeling bloated and frumpy and had bills up to our ears and we couldn't afford our Christmas. And I was thinking, what am I doing? I need to do what they're doing. So you have to believe it. You have to decide this is your time, and you have to do the small things, which are reach out to people. Offer them this business opportunity. And when I say offer this business opportunity, offer it to them like they're crazy not to accept it. Don't allow yourself to get into your mindset and think, maybe you should do this Plexus business. Maybe you could earn some Christmas money. No, you have to talk to yourself in a positive way and believe it. If your belief isn't there right now, go watch Diamond documentaries and go read through as many testimonies as you can, because what you need to be telling people is, I have a solution for you, like Emily just said, for these Christmas bills, for the way that you're feeling. And I promise you, I'm going to help you overcome this. Do this with me. You got to trust me on this. Do this with me, because I know that this company and these products are worth it, and you are worth it. If you pour belief into others, they will join you in this journey. So don't be fickle in the way you talk to people. Stand firm in your belief and in yourself, because you have such a blessing and such a gift. So if that wasn't all over the place anymore, then I'm so sorry. I'm like always scattered. So thank you so much. And I think if is Vicki on here, or is she?
I'm not sure. Vicki, are you on? I don't think so.
Okay. We will go to the lovely Tammy Mitchell. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, guys. Okay, Kristen, I have to admit, I didn't read the rules or the instructions, so I've got 3 little baby tips, okay? I'm really bad about that. I went through the notes, and I'm like, oh, gosh, okay. All right, so 3 things, and I took edge about 3, y'all. I'm trying to keep it together, but I might be a little scattered myself. Okay, it is not fall related. I've been an ambassador. Oh, my name is Tammy Mitchell. I'm an Emerald ambassador. I've been with the company for 4 years, y'all. 4 years, count them, 4. And so I want to give you some tips that I've learned very dramatically in the hard way. And I don't want you guys to have to go through what I went through. Okay, I come from kind of a blue orientation, and so I'm very emotional. I know that many of you guys have probably heard stay off the emotional roller coaster, right? Well, if you're a blue personality, that's almost impossible, okay? When you love and you're passionate, you can't. Those emotions roll out of you. I go to the movie theater, and I'm crying after the first preview. You know, if you're like me, that's hard to adhere to that policy of stay off the emotional roller coaster. But here's some tips, and most of my tips have kind of they're kind of psychological in nature. So tip number 1, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, this is going to help you because many of you guys have your Franks list. You've already starred your dream teamers, right? So you've been networking, you've been getting together with these people, you've been priming them, and then you finally get up the courage to actually say, hey, listen, I want to talk to you about Plexus, right? And they either ignore you if you've messaged them, or they just straight up say no. Okay. What happens to a lot of us is we're going to be deflated, right? Because we put so much attention and so much heart into that one basket and that one egg, right? So my advice to you is to have multiple baskets and multiple eggs and kind of going hand in hand with this. I heard this, I can't remember what jewel I heard this from, but it was brilliant. And I do this today. When you're contacting people, do it at night. Like late at night. Do your IPA, contact your people, follow up with your people, and then put it away and go to bed. That way, if you do it in the morning and you get in your head, you're going to think about it all day long, and it's going to bug you, and it's going to bother you. Okay? So multiple baskets, multiple eggs. When something falls through, you've always got these others just waiting to hatch, right? Okay, tip number 2. Okay, now, this is something I've just learned in the last 6 months, okay? And this is not something that you're going to hear all the time. And I'm sorry if it's not rainbows and unicorns, but y'all need to hear this. Okay, we've all been there, right? We've got our team, we're building our team, we're building our customer base, and we think everything's going great. And we're scrolling Facebook, and all of a sudden, the person that we thought on our team was going to be a rock star posted about another MLM and joining another MLM. Okay, what do? Number 1, we either go to the corner and cry, or number 2, we screenshot it, send it to our upline with, mean devil face emojis, right? We do that, right? Okay, after 4 years of this, y'all. Now, I'm not saying that you can bring life back to the dead or anything, but what I'm telling you is do not burn those bridges, because I want you, if you've got your pencil and paper, I want you to write this down. Plexus is not a fad. Plexus will always be in style. It's not going anywhere, y'all. Okay? So those people that joined, whatever Kool-Aid is cool this month, in another year, another 2 years, they're going to be back. So don't burn that bridge. This is all about relationship marketing, y'all. And so you have to take care of the relationship. It's going to be hard for you, especially if you're new to this journey. But the further that you get in, the more you're going to understand, and the more you're going to be able to stay, even keeled. Okay, tip number 3. This is the last one. Get out of your head, y'all. Get out of your head. The more you think about things, the more you overanalyze things, the more it's going to immobilize you. Action is the quickest way to get you into full momentum. So get into action. Get out of your head. Let your passion drive you, and not your head. Okay. Okay, and so I'm going to hand it off to the infamous marketing queen, Rachel Wagner.
Hold on, we can't hear you, Rach. You're still muted. Back it up. There you go. Hi.
So blue. Okay. Tammy, thank you. And sister, can we coin this Plexus will always be in style? I literally want to make graphics and t-shirts of Plexus will always be in style. That's got to be the new thing. I love that. Okay, so you know how sometimes you're thinking you're going to talk about something and then something happens and you're like, actually, I kind of want to share this more. So Shane and I went to dinner. We went on date night. I left my phone at home. So anyone that was messaging me, sorry, y'all, but sometimes I got to do it. It's important to have balance. It's okay. And we were just mixing up our pink drinks, and they brought this bread basket, and I just said, I know this bread because it's a baker that bakes this bread. We're sitting on the bay looking out like it's unbelievable. It's twinkly lights, ridiculous. And the girl that's waiting tables, her name's Katie, she says, oh, I know, I've really been trying to work out and get fit. And I was like, you know what? This little drink that you saw me mix up, it helps me with all that. And I talked to her about Plexus just a little bit. And I told her basically about the XOS and the Akkermansia and how you drink it. It doesn't have stimulants. She goes, that sounds like the golden ticket. Why doesn't everyone know about this? Why doesn't absolutely everyone do this? And I thought, why don't they? But also because I've just gotten to Sarasota, so it's my job to sprinkle the pixie dust, the pink pixie dust everywhere. And so I told her, I was like, that's what I'm here for. And we chatted, and she wants to join our team. She wants to do this. She wants to share about it. She wants to try it. But what it made me realize is we really need to remember that we have the golden ticket. And sometimes, so this is my first tip, be bold. Because you might be thinking, I've talked to 50 people and they've said no. You might be thinking, maybe this is a fad. Maybe I'm not 100% all in. You might be thinking people really don't need this or want this. When people understand what it is and what we do, we really do have the golden ticket. And it was really refreshing for someone to hear 3 things about our paint drink and be like, that's golden ticket. And so be bold, because there's someone out there that is going to see Plexus for the way that you see it. And there might only be 5 people that you come across. I've been doing this it'll be 4 years in April, so 3.5 years. And I could say there's probably a dozen people that I've recruited and come across personally that have just completely gotten it. They get the vision, they get the plan, they get the products, and it's easy for them to do it. But we've recruited well over 150 people personally, and then our team has, well over 2,000 people. And so that number of people that are really going to get it is smaller. But all you need is 4 or 5 people to get it with you on your level 1s, and you're taking off. So be bold, share this, because we have the golden ticket, you guys. Okay, that's my first tip. My second tip, I'm probably going to have 3, sorry, is also that one of the biggest mistakes, I'm going to talk to you like from kind of an experience standpoint, an experience of being an Emerald team. We're very close to Sapphire. My husband's very close to Emerald too. One of the biggest things I've seen that kind of messes up people's business is inconsistencies, and how people will be like all in, all in, all in, and then they just go all out, all out, all out. And then they're all in, all in, all in, and then just go out, all out. There's a lot that happens with that. Your team kind of doesn't know when you're going to be there if you're reliable. The people that you've been talking to and planting those seeds with, you've kind of stopped reaching out to them, and you might have already been in a conversation with them. There's just a lot of things that happen. Consistency is key. But it's not just about consistency. It's about being present and consistently. Does that make sense? Like being present and consistent consistently. It's not just I do my IPA consistently. If you have a team and you're not consistently present, you cannot, expect people to join your team that are going to be consistently present. Because whatever you do, your vibe attracts your tribe. If you're like this, I'm in, I'm out, I'm busy, I don't have time, I have time, blah, blah, that's what you're going to attract. So if you notice that your team looks a lot like this, that's because you look a lot like this. And I can tell you something, I'm never, ever, ever out. I might leave my phone at home for dinner, but you better believe I'm going to be back on there if my team has been asking things, we have leader threads, etc. I'm not just going to disappear for 5 days ever. You know what I mean? And when we go on vacation, I might say, okay, you guys, for the next 2 days, I might be less available, So that's my biggest thing. And what you're going to see is that small consistencies over time pay off more than major pushes and disappearance. Just small, 1 to 3 hours a day of Plexus every single day for 3 years, 5 years, will make you, I can almost guarantee it, will make you a 6-figure income. If you work your Plexus business 1 to 3 hours a day, every single day for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes, because that's God's timing, right? We don't know how fast it's going to happen, because I'll tell you what, if it were my timing, I would be double diamond, but it's not, and that's cool. We're working on it, right? But if you just see the bigger picture, and you understand what you're working towards, and you keep your why really close to your heart, and you don't stop, you absolutely will be a diamond. There is no doubt about it, because this compensation plan works, this business works, and these products are what people need. These products are not just like, and I love makeup, I'm a makeup fanatic, but these products are what people need. Yes, Emily, better than 40 years in a cubicle. I worked in a cubicle where plants died, there was no sunshine. Does anyone know what my office is right now? Like, do y'all know what my life is right now? Probably not. My office is the beach. We moved to Florida. My office is the beach. All the plants live there, and the fishies and the dolphins. You know what I mean? And we can see the sunset whenever we want because I stayed focused on the bigger picture. We are now debt free. My husband was retired from corporate. I retired from corporate after 4 months of doing Plexus because I saw the vision. So I am living proof. I promise you, whatever that why is, if it's to be a stay-at-home mom, it will happen. Girls on my team, they're stay-at-home moms now. So that's what I really want to say to you. I want to pour some belief into you in that. If you focus on the bigger picture, if you stay consistent, if you don't disappear, and you never forget that you have the golden ticket and you are bold, and it doesn't matter if people say no, because that yes is coming. And when that yes comes, it's going to change everything. Okay, you guys keep digging for that gold. All right. Love y'all.
Who are you passing to, Rach?
Uh-oh.
Andrea. Me.
Andrea!
Introduction.
Oh my, hello. Andrea, my sweet sideline bestie, Andrea. Love you, boo. That's my blue. I'm so blue. It's a problem. I'm sorry.
So I somehow always end up getting the short end of the stick and have to be last during all these calls after all these amazing speakers. And I'm just a little baby emerald, just a little baby fish. And so my number one tip for you is to be confident. So how many of you have ever heard that, what am I trying to say? Busy season coming in January. So like for a gym industry, any health industry, people are coming in with New Year's resolutions. So what we're doing right now is planting seeds for January. We have what's called a 90-day rule in network marketing, and whatever we're doing right now is going to come and show through. All those seeds that we're planting right now are going to harvest in January in busy season. So stop, you guys. I'm trying to read the comments over there. You're messing me up here. So my biggest tip for you is to expand your network by building a relationship. I'm very, very big on building relationship because I am blue. And so when I say to expand your network, I will go into Facebook groups or meeting new people, and I always go in with the intention of making a new friend. I don't go in with the intention of earning a paycheck off these people, because the last thing we want these people to think is that we are trying to make money off of them. They do not have a dollar sign on them, you guys. We need to be building relationships 100%. So what I do, and right now, this is your most important thing that you should be doing, expanding your network. So right now, I want you all to go find 3 new Facebook groups. And they can be anything. There's a group out there for literally anything. For me, I'm a mom, so I'm always trying to find new mom groups. I'm into fitness. I'm at the gym every single day. So I go into I go into fitness groups and meet new friends that way too. There's groups for knitting. If you are a dog mom, cat mom, crazy cat lady, there's a group for you. So go into those groups and make friends. Don't go in there and mention, hey, I sell Plexus. Don't go in there and go through the members list and start clicking add friend, add friend, add friend. We go in there and we say, like, if your kid did something funny today and you're in a mom group, go in there and tell them what that kid did. And when people start commenting, start making conversation. Don't randomly add people, but make that conversation and build the relationship with people. There is not a Sharpie group, you guys. See, blue, you guys are distracting me. So go in with the intention of making a friend and keep the dollar sign off of their forehead. And that is my biggest tip, that and be confident, because one day you're going to be going after all of these jewels on a Zoom call, and it's terrifying sometimes. All right, so I'm going to hand it back to Kristen and let her finish this off.
Hey, you guys. Okay, so first of all, I didn't make you last, Andrea. I made myself last, and I immediately regret that decision because I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just have myself wrap it up. Joke's on me. Now I'm twitching, and that's okay. But here's the thing. Andrea just said the perfect tip. Be confident, because I want everybody, if you're able to turn on your camera. I don't like talking to pictures, so I want to see your face. I want to see your face because I have something very important that I want to talk to you guys about, and I do not take this lightly. So I'm going to give everyone a second. I want to see as many faces as I can. Hey guys! Okay, can y'all tell that I obviously love other blue people? Because literally everyone in this thing is blue. Hi everyone! I'm surprised we didn't all just wear like blue shirts and form a club. Okay, there we go. Hey guys! I'm so glad to see you all look beautiful. Okay, so here's the thing. I want to talk to you guys about a little bit, a little something that I used to kind of knock, okay? So I was a little bit like cocky, we'll say, okay? Because I didn't think that I needed personal development or like mindset affirmations, like wah wah. My team hears me say this all the time. I'm like, who wants to stand in front of the mirror and say how gorgeous your cellulite is? I know cellulite isn't pretty. I'm not trying to convince myself that it is. It's just awkward, okay? So I never liked affirmations, thought it was kind of a fluke, and coming from the girl that legit, when I was like 6 years old and the Baby One More Time video by Britney Spears came out, I told my mom, I think she's probably a little insecure because she feels like she has to show her stomach to get guys to approve of her or to like her or to sell a video. So we should probably pray for her before we go to sleep. Like, talk about introspective. I don't even know where I got it. My parents were like, this creepy kid, I don't know what she's talking about. But my parents always said, discern intent, give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, let's dig deep. If your friends are mean, they probably have issues. They maybe don't hear from their dad. Who knows what it is? But there's probably something deeper. So I was very introspective. So I'm like, I do not need to read a book. Like, hold up, I'm good. I'm always digging deep anyways. Like, I'm fine. Joke's on me when I hit Senior Ruby and then went backwards and was a pretend Senior Ruby that really just had Senior Gold points. It's out. Everybody knows now, okay? It is not easy. And I'm blue. I'm like, everyone look at me. I like to be the center of attention. But reality is, I was kind of like a fraud. I felt like a fraud because I had fallen back in my business and my points didn't reflect who I thought I was. And when I was pushing to rank Senior Ruby and moved quick, my goal was to rank. It wasn't to build a sustainable business. I wanted that attention. Okay, so that being said, I've learned a lot of lessons since then. And the main key that I realized is that I totally didn't believe in myself. I knew the products worked. They transformed my health. I knew this company was legit because I met my diamond upline, Nikki Hinkle, and her jacket smelled like real leather. And I was like, whoa, she's legit. She's got a leather jacket. And then she was like, I earned it on a Bloomingdale's shopping spree. I didn't even pay for it. And I'm like, still, my jacket's from Target and doesn't smell like anything but Britney Spears perfume. So I really thought she was like legit. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. If you're like me and you're like, oh, it's awkward, I don't like reading books, or I just get bored, I fall asleep, or whatever, you got to get over it. You got to fully get over that and trust me. And this is why I wanted you to turn on your camera. I need you to take this extremely serious. Okay? What you think about in your head, if I told you right now, whatever you're about to say out loud to yourself, 60 days is going to show up at your front door, what would you say? Would you say that nobody can afford Plexus? No one's going to join my team. I'm never going to be a jewel. I'm addicted to sugar. I can't lose weight. I look like an idiot. Me and my husband never get along. My kid makes me anxious, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you knew that was going to show up at your door, no way in heck you'd be saying those things out loud. What you would be saying is that I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus. I have power over foods and I feel empowered when I make the right choice because I don't even care when I bypass junk food. I have so much energy to work out. Everybody that comes to me wants to invest in their health and they can all afford it because they don't care about the cost objection, et cetera, right? That is what is the reality with this business and the power of your mind, okay? What you say becomes what you have. Okay, so this is the exercise I want you to do. I want you to have your piece of paper, get it out. I tell my team to do this every single day if they can. And I want you to write down these words. I'm so happy and grateful now that, ... Okay, and I want you to list 3 to 5 things that you would kill to have exist immediately right now in your life. Mine looks like I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I'm so happy and grateful now that when my son is teething, I don't get anxious. I'm really patient and calm about it. that one kind of makes me like twitch a little. I'm so happy and grateful now that I love what I see when I look in the mirror. I'm so happy and grateful that I feel empowered around other women that are strong. I don't feel insecure at all. I feel so happy and grateful now that I'm in my dream home. I'm so happy and grateful that et cetera, that everybody can afford these products. I'm so happy and grateful that Christmas was the biggest month in the history of Plexus worldwide. I'm so happy. I mean, you could go on and on and on, right? You speak it out. I'm going to speak it out. So if you guys join me, how many people are on this call? 83 people. I'm pretty sure we can take Plexus. Our minds are that powerful, so it's on us right now to decide what November and what December are going to look like. If you're going to say, I'm so happy and grateful that even though no one really purchases in December, I bet they'll purchase in January, cut it out. If you keep saying that, that's what you are going to hold in your hand. Take what you say and what you think extremely seriously and watch it manifest over the next 90 days. Untie God's hands, because he's literally sitting there with like a pot of like, pixie dust, like Rachel says. I just want to like fluff you all with my blessing. And I said you can do everything that I've done and greater, and you can do all things. And I'm just here to empower you and to love on you and to walk you through this, because I'm your best friend, your husband, you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, I don't know. And it's like awkward, right? Because what sense does that make? We have to trust. And I love this from the documentary, The Secret. If you've never watched it, watch it tonight before you go to sleep. Main priority. I love this line. They say, the headlights in the car in front of you only shine 200 feet in front of you. So if you're driving in a street with no lights at all, do you stop every few feet to make sure that there's road? No, you trust that there's road there. Why would that even be a question? That's how it works with your mindset and really trusting the process. You may not see how it's going to unfold. Don't try to say to yourself, I'm so happy and grateful now that I recruited 3 people and then one of them worked the business and then one of them went Fast Start Gold because I'm pretty sure I need to Fast Start Gold, and then one of them, cut the details. I'm so happy and grateful now that I make a 6-figure income. I'm so happy and grateful I can smell the leather of my Lexus, and I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm debt-free. That's what you need. Big picture. Big picture, let God handle the rest, okay? Like Andrea said, big picture, see the vision. What was the last thing I was going to say? I went to corporate this past weekend. My husband earned the Silver Stars trip, so I want to give you guys a few little exciting nuggets, because it is up to us to take this and run with it. But starting at Leaders Retreat is going to kick off probably the most exciting 9 months in the history of Plexus Worldwide, okay? These things that corporate has up their sleeves make them like twitch a little, while also Alec and Charles have to try like all the little things, like pills and things that people want us to eventually, like ingredients. So he said that they're like testing them, and then sometimes they like twitch and they're like, I'm pretty sure this isn't FDA approved, and they're like walking in the office and they're like and stuff. So that's also just a sidebar. But in addition to that, they are giddy. They're giddy and like shaky and can't contain the excitement, because we have literally only scratched the surface. You know that image you see where there's like a tiny little iceberg and then under the water it's like boom. That iceberg is about to rise over the next 9 months, and you guys are just going to be completely blown away. But here's the craziest thing. Are you guys ready for this? And then I'll drop the mic and shut up. Okay, this is the craziest part about it. Well, hang on. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, my favorite thing that Alec told me, sidebar, I'll go back to the mic drop. My favorite thing that Alec told me at dinner, just in case anybody doesn't know, Alec Clark is the president of Plexus, and we had dinner on Sunday night, and I twitched, because I guess I twitch a lot. Like, why have I talked about twitching so much tonight? I don't know. This is awkward. Anyway, I was so nervous, but it was so fun. And one of my favorite things, yeah, I'm name dropping. I had dinner with Alec Clark, and like he gave me his phone number. We're totally texting. Anyways, he told us that he's very close friends with a lot of presidents and CEOs within the MLM community. And he said he goes to these events and him and Taro are like flocked, because nobody understands why Plexus Worldwide only has 95% of their business in the US, and we're doing as good as we are, because they're all over the world and can't figure it out. There's no buzz surrounding other network marketing companies like they are with Plexus. And that's his honor and joy to be able to represent us. But he even said, look, I work hard. My job's not easy. She works hard. You know, everybody at the corporate office, but our job is nothing like yours. He goes, I've never had to be told no, and I've never had to be told yes. You guys are the ones that have to do that. You guys are the ones in the trenches, and you have the hardest job out there, and the average MLM network marketer only signs one person over the span of their career. One. So if you have signed more than one person, you are the exception. You're not ordinary. You're not generic. You're the exception to this huge bubble of network marketing, okay? So back to the last thing I was going to say, the next 9 months are going to be crazy. Just do me a favor, do that visualization, and I'm going to tell you guys something that seems a little heavy, but it's truer than true than true than true than true, because as soon as I got a hold of this, my business exploded, okay? If you do activity every single day, 3 to 5 hours to 8 hours, you want to work head down activity for 8 hours, okay? And you message every single person on your friends list, and you do every single tip that every single person on this said, and you show up at Leaders Retreat, and you are posting like a freaking boss. Emily Roberts herself is like, oh my God, I'm going to steal that post because it's so good. Like, you're that girl, okay? If you do that, and then you go home at night, and you don't visualize, and you tell yourself, I don't know if I can do this, you're not going to see anything for the rest of the holidays. I know that's bold, you guys. I know that that seems crazy. Maybe you'll make it as far as I did. I got all the way to senior ruby, but then I dropped back to senior gold. So what was the point in that, right? You have to include this into your regimen, into your daily routine, non-negotiable. I need your commitment. Please comment that you're going to make that list. I'm so happy and grateful now that every single day you're going to tell yourself in the mirror that your cellulite looks amazing and that your husband wants you so bad. And then you're going to close your eyes and visualize what that would feel like, what that would look like. Guys, I carry this around everywhere with me. This is my sapphire like paperweight. I put it out on the table. Emily knows I took it out at my birthday dinner. I set it out on the table just the other week. My waitress, she's probably on this call, was like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, sorry, it's my like stone for my next promotion. Oh, who do you work for? Plexus. She's going to go Fast Start Gold this week. So bottom line is, visualize, put it out there. If nothing else, just carry around a paperweight, I guess, so you can recruit people. I don't know. And I love you guys. There you go. Thank you, Emily. Diamond. I'm a diamond. Okay. And last but not least, I want to share with you guys the coolest part about this whole thing. Get ready to hear this. These 10 jewels came together like nothing I've ever seen before. We were able to donate Home Depot gift cards to several families, Plexus products. Guys, I didn't even think about the fact that people's health journeys seemed like they were going to be derailed because their products were ruined. Tons of products like take my sofa but don't touch the pink drink. Like, oh my gosh, right? You don't even think about that. Plexus products, we were able to resupply those products so people's health journeys were not derailed. Supplies, food, all the food. You don't think about that, right? They're just like trying to survive on Pop-Tarts. They were able to provide like catered meals for entire neighborhoods. These jewels, you guys, mind blown. Tomball Relief Rescue, Trinity United Methodist, a Houston Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund, a few individual families with Plexus that were in need, $6,495 in total cash, in addition to the supplies were donated by the 10 jewels that joined you guys on this call tonight, okay? All because of this contest, because of you guys, because we love you and we want to pour into you. We take this seriously, so we hope that you guys will too. And I'll stop now because I'm pretty sure I went over my time. That was the only one that did. But last but not least, we have 7 minutes. I want you guys to drop a couple questions if you have them real quick. I'll give like 2 minutes for me to hear your question. Please put the name of the person that you would want to address the question to. It's okay if it's all, whatever, but just put that so we can see it. And I'm just going to quickly choose maybe 2 or 3 questions that we can answer for you guys. Anything you want to think of. It could be a personal question about our life. It can be about anything. Just take a couple minutes and ask away, as Rachel said. Also, I had Chardonnay for the first time tonight, and it was sweeter than I thought, but maybe that's why I'm talking so much. I don't know. I feel hot. No, I'm kidding.
Rub it in. Just rub it in.
Does it taste like butter? Every Chardonnay I've ever had tastes like butter.
Oh, well, now that you say that, it's ruined, because it totally tastes like butter.
I drink Pinot Gris, and Pinot Grigio is a little bit more tart than Pinot Gris. It's sweeter. So next time you go for wine, get that.
Interesting. Okay. I like Moscato because I basically want it to taste like fruit punch, but then make me feel warmer later.
So
And
here's my funny story with Moscato. So we have a wine store close by my house, and I went in there. I used to drink Moscato like nobody's business, and I went in for a bottle of Moscato, and the guy looks at me and he goes, "How old are you?" And I was like, I was probably 23.
12 years old.
23 at the time, something around there. And he goes, "You do realize that is children's wine in Italy, right? Like they actually have their 5-year-olds drinking that to calm them down in Italy."
Okay, that's hilarious.
That was my draw the line in the sand moment. Okay, I have to grow up.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so we have a couple questions that have come in. Let's see. Oh, well, look at that. Emily's already answering the questions. Gosh. Sorry. That's perfect. Okay, so Rach, go ahead and answer Lacey's question. She said that she wanted to answer that.
I would like to answer that because...
Read it out loud first so everyone can know what she asked.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. She just said, what's the single most important thing you've done in your business?
So, I mean, anyone could answer this and have something good. I'm not saying it's that good. I just was like, I'd like to answer that. But if anyone else wants to answer it as well, because we all probably have something that we've done. Mine was I threw out my excuses and I burnt my ships. A lot of people don't know my story, but we had no money when we started Plexus. I saw the vision. I knew it was going to be the only way that we were going to ever get out of debt and just live a different life than we were living, which is like grocery store, checking my account, putting something back, not a fun experience. And so I burnt my ships, meaning like whatever stood in my way to help me hit my next goal, I got rid of it. As in sold my car in a city where you don't walk a lot of places, and went down to one car, which my husband commuted 45 minutes to work. So I basically didn't have a car during the day. So I would get my butt in gear, get my Lexus. I have a very strong, like Kristen knows this, I'm allergic to excuses. If I say an excuse to myself, I'll sneeze in my own face. I'm like, achoo, you don't mean that. You don't mean that. That's not a real excuse. But you burn your ships and you throw away your excuses. And if you do those two things, all of these things are doable. But if you're doing all this activity and you have a bunch of excuses, it's not really going to get you anywhere. Like Kristen said, like you have to have belief, no excuses, and burn those ships. Like watching a TV show. Y'all, I like watching Dancing with the Stars, but if it's going to keep me from getting to Diamond, bye-bye.
I love it. Okay, Allie, would you mind answering the...
Sorry, can I answer that one too really fast? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, please do.
So my biggest mistake, here we go. My biggest tip for you with that, the biggest thing that I did is to work your own business. So my biggest mistake that I made was starting to lean on my team too much. I started focusing on what they were doing, and I started to get really disappointed that their momentum wasn't building as much as it should have been. But then I took a really hard, deep look at what I was doing, and I was doing nothing. I was not recruiting. I was not signing new customers. I was not expanding my network. The moment I did that, my team exploded. And we went from Ruby to Emerald like that. Sorry, not meaning to interrupt.
No, that was amazing. I appreciate that. Allie, if you're on, I saw your comment. Can you answer that tip on the time management thing? And then I did see somebody ask me a question up at the top. I will go back to that, but yes, go Allie.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, again, my picture thing won't work, so that's cool. Yeah, so I saw a question about organization and a question about time management. And so I know some of you are moms, and so I can't really add that perspective, but I was a full-time teacher. And so, that was more than 40 hours a week. So working a lot. And then I also had a photography business for a time during that time. And so I didn't have any time. We'll just say that. I didn't have any time to do much. Okay. And so I feel like the biggest thing for me with time management was really just mindset. Like, oh, are you guys surprised, right? I'm like, after Kristen's talked all about mindset. But the biggest thing for me is really like reframing what this business is. Like you have to have a why, and it has to be big enough to make you be to make you make time for your business. My dog is like scratching himself. I'm sorry. That's annoying. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but he's making me crazy. Anyway, your why has to be big enough to motivate you to actually work your business. And I think, when people say time management, I'm going to sound not yellow, I'm going to sound more red when I say this. I really just hear that you have excuses. And I don't mean that in an ugly way, because we all have them. Like, we all do. But the reality is, when you say, I don't have time, what you're really saying is that's not important. And sometimes that is the truth, and that's okay. Like, I think it was Rachel or somebody, I can't remember who, said, oh yeah, she just said it. I don't have time to watch TV. TV's not important. That is very valid for me. TV's not important to me. I don't have time for it. That's the truth. But when you say, I don't have time to work my business tonight, so working my business tonight isn't important, I don't know. That's up to you. If it's not, that's okay. But I imagine if you're on this call, it probably is somewhat significant and important to you, even listening to us for an hour, but really reframing your mind and saying, what am I willing to sacrifice for a time to make time for my business? None of us can create more hours in the day, but you can use your time more wisely. And so, for example, I had to make sure I was doing my IPAs, which is actually talking to people who are not on Plexus. I often would have to watch recorded calls. I would have to do things with my, my Plexus friends, my Plexus people on like recorded time. Like while I was driving in the car, I'd watch or listen, not really watch, but listen to a recording. I would catch up on, that's when I would have to have, a call with my sponsor, or listen to Plexus used to do calls too. Listen to those. Listen to Diamond Docs when I was getting ready for work in the morning. I mean, that I had to multitask during that time. I didn't have enough time to sit down and do those things. When I sat down, I needed to be messaging people about Plexus. I needed to be posting about Plexus. I needed to be following up with people about Plexus. I was spending my time talking to people who are not on Plexus. When did I coach my team? Well, I really didn't need to coach anyone until I was way more advanced in the business. Because the truth is, as a silver, gold, even senior gold, for me, I'm just speaking from my own experience, I didn't know how to build a business really. I kind of was just flying by the seat of my pants, and I didn't know how to coach people. And so I didn't really need to spend my time doing that. Now, don't get me wrong. I still followed up with my people and checked in on them and tried to support them the best that I could. But all of you guys probably have some upline that is more advanced in the business that would be more than happy to help you. They have team pages. Get support from someone who's been in the business longer so you can focus on your business, so you can do what Andrea was just talking about and create momentum, because you're really growing your own business. The second that you go into management mode is the second your business is going to slow down. So that's kind of the time management. And then what was the other half of it? I forget. It was like scheduling, or what did someone say? I don't remember the other half of it. Oh, Kristen, I think you're muted.
Time management, right? I think it was mostly organization.
So the biggest thing, organization, is find a system that works for you. Not all systems are going to work for everyone. It just depends on you and your business and your life. But I will say that the best thing that I did was find organization for my list of people. And what works for me is I create a new list every month. I have this big giant list of all the people ever, like on my Facebook, and anyone I've ever thought of. But every month I sit down and I create a new list, so that I have people to focus in on every month. And it's people that maybe it's someone new that I've met that I really need to build a relationship with without talking about Plexus necessarily. Maybe it's someone that Plexus has come up once and it was really casual and I didn't really get the opportunity to say much more. I want to build that relationship. Like, it's very intentional. It's about a list of 20 to 30 usually. And it's a new list that I pull some people from that big giant list, but I also put new people on there. But that gives me something to focus on every month. And then I keep track of when I'm following up with them, what we're talking about, if I'm sending them samples, keep track of that, just those people. Then I have a follow-up method for my people who actually join me. I feel like this was a big one for me. This helps so much with retention. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube, but it's like 4 follow-ups in 30 days. The first person I heard talk about this was Emily, not Roberts, the other famous Emily Gibson. Emily Gibson and or Brooke Hemingway, one of them. It's 4 follow-ups in 30 days. Just look on YouTube. If you can't find it, I'll send it to you. But is the first 4 follow-ups in 30 days. I never had a system for my follow-ups for my customers and my ambassadors until then, and it has rocked my world. So check that out. But having a system in place, knowing what do you do when you get a new ambassador? What's your onboarding process? What do you do when someone tells you no? Where do they go on the list? Like, just taking the time to figure out what you want to do with your people. Don't just let people fall through the cracks, even people who haven't joined you, but especially people who trusted you and paid their money and expect you to be there for them, kind of thing. But I would say find systems, ask sponsors, ask uplines who have successful businesses, hey, what do you do? I definitely would advise that. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking now because I just talked for like 5 minutes.
No, that was perfect. Okay, Emily, will you answer Jessica/Jesse's question?
How do you come up with the things you post in your team page? Okay, I'm going to take some pressure off of you. Do not post in your team page until your IPAs are done. I mean, it just is what it is. You don't take care of other people until you've taken care of yourself. Your level ones in your business, that's your foundation. If you've built your business on a crappy foundation, you have nothing. Just like Kristen mentioned, you start with your mindset and your IPAs. And I know it sounds very narcissistic and selfish, but long term, you have to have that. I think sometimes we get so caught up in all the juicy stuff you see in the sideline pages. And like for us, Jules, we have lots of resources that we want to share because it's all so great. But we have a lot of new people coming in all the time, right? So focus on those basics. Don't post new stuff, but bump the old good stuff. If you are just getting started though, and you have a team page, refer them to a back office, like post a back office scavenger hunt so that they're logging in and they're learning how to do that. Share your favorite YouTube links. Share where you plug yourself into. I know for us in the beginning, or at least for me, I did not have near what you guys have now. Like I had like all of Sonia Dudley's YouTube and Kristen Abart's YouTube channels, and I nursed my baby, did my homework, and I would sit there for hours and just watch that at night. That was how I learned, right? I didn't touch my success kit until I was Ruby, totally be honest, like the old success kit, just putting it out there. But stay out of your team pages until your work is done. And that will take a lot of pressure off of you as a leader thinking you have to be in there all day long. No. And the cool thing about Facebook and desktop is you can preload, just like Buffer, you can preload what's going to post in your team page. Kristen might have a video on this because she's like the expert, but you can post things. Like if you see a really great product knowledge post, save it for a rainy day and post it like every Thursday of the month, a new product knowledge post. P.S. Copy and paste from plexusworldwide.com. You don't have to know it all. I don't. Just work smarter, not harder. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Jessica. I'm logging out, but if y'all have more questions, just message me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yay! Okay, I'm going to just answer 2 more quick questions because I promised you guys I would. As far as the affirmations go, Stephanie, is it Stephanie? Yes, I think so. Stephanie. Really quick, I just want to tell you guys exactly what I do. I make a quick list of 5 to 10 things that I don't like about myself or my business. I know it sounds harsh, but it's true. I talk about what I don't like. I talk about, and it can be anything from I'm in debt and money stresses me out to I'm bickering a lot with my husband to I'm judgmental. I mean, God, it could be any huge thing that you could think of, but it could also be something you don't like in your business. None of my people listen to me. I'm not getting anywhere with my messages. I'm not getting anywhere with my Facebook posts. Nobody likes my posts. Everybody's broke. Whatever it is, anything about yourself that you want to change or that you wish would change, and anything about your business that you want to change and you wish would change. Then after you write that and really spend some time on it, don't think about the affirmations part. Pour your heart into it. Vulnerability is key, right? You have to be able to identify what it is that you wish would change in order to even bring about change, okay? The next thing I do is I parallel those feelings of, those vulnerable things that I wish would change with an affirmation. So basically, if I say, I wish I wasn't bickering with my husband so much, my affirmation becomes, I love how well my husband and I get along. We have such a peaceful home. If I'm not loving my body image, I don't like what I see in the mirror, I say, damn, I'm hot. Anything you can think of that would be the reverse of what it is. You know, everyone seems to be broke in my network. Wow, I attract so many rich people that really find it important to invest in their health. Whatever it might be, just write the opposite and then read them every single day. I like the app Think Up. It's called Think Up. I heard it from Sonia Dudley, and you can record your voice. Several other apps do the same thing, but you can record your voice over saying these affirmations, and you can hear them back with like pretty piano music. I thought it was a little freaky at first. I'm like, I don't want to talk to myself, but it's very impactful. I watch videos about it. I mean, anything and everything that you can do, but that's it in a nutshell. And that first list that I told you guys about is key. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and really fill that out every single morning if you have to. It's okay if it's ever growing and changing. Jim Carrey wrote himself a $10 million check, and he put it in his wallet, and he lived out of his car and was completely broke and couldn't afford food, and he folded up a $10 million check for acting services rendered, and he would sit and he would visualize how great it was to be walking in the Hall of Fame and to have a star in Hollywood and to be making tons of money, and he dated it 1995. In 1995, which was 5 years after he wrote that check, he found out he'd be making exactly to the dime $10 million on the movie Dumb and Dumber. Okay? You have to visualize it, know exactly what you want, and don't stop approaching it and going after it, right? The last thing I was going to quickly address is Nina's question, because I hear this all the time. I mean, gosh, talk about, first of all, you're not alone, right? Vulnerability is key. I think the most powerful human-to-human emotion is like, don't worry, you're not alone. We've all been there. You feel like a hamster on a spinning wheel, and you're like, I swear I'm doing my IPA, but you don't have the results to back up what you feel like is this exhausting activity, okay? So number one, consistency is key. Keep doing what you're doing. The only thing that separates you from a jewel or a diamond or anything is that they just heard no a lot more times than you, and then they still didn't stop. They pushed through it and heard no, 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 and then yes, and that person made them a lot of money, okay? That's the reality, but I always say that messaging people kind of plants this seed. Posting to your social media accounts are what water it. Okay, so be very intentional with the way that you post on social media. I always tell my team, never post about what the products can do. Maybe once a week for those green people, post an ingredients thing, but as a general rule, I know that sounds weird, do not post about what our products can do. Only post about what the products have done for you or for somebody else. So make a list tonight, 30 things, send it to your upline. I don't know who your sponsor is, but send them a list of 30 things that these products have done for you. And go deep, right? Go really into it. Don't just say pink drink gives me energy. Talk about what that looks like. I play with my kids more at 4 p.m. I don't have a crash at 6 p.m. I don't feel full after meals. I mean, what? I don't feel full after meals. I don't crash after meals. I wake up feeling really energized. Break it down, right? 30 things, and you're going to use each one of those individual things every day to make a post. So if your first one is I woke up energized, you're going to go, OMG, I woke up without an alarm this morning, actually feeling energized. Hashtag I could get used to this. You don't even have to say the word plexus. Next thing, you played with your kids at 4 p.m. Wow, take a picture of your kid shaking your pink drink. Oh my gosh, I can't believe just 6 months ago I wasn't playing with my kid at this time because I would be so exhausted and having to take a nap, and here I am not missing a moment. Hashtag blessed. Whatever. I mean, I know I'm blue and cheesy, but your audience has to see what these products are doing for you, or else you're just selling a product. And we don't sell products, we sell a lifestyle. They have to know what the products are doing for you, or they're going to think you're a fraud that just want to make them money. Or just want to make money. What? I can't talk. Just wants to make money. Okay, last example I'll give really quick for you, Nina, about that is I use this for my team all the time. I could post tonight and say, and this actually wouldn't be that bad of a post, right? I'd be like, OMG, I used to have horrific migraines, but since taking the ProBio 5, because it's an antifungal and because it has digestive enzymes in it, it has healed my gut, which is actually linked to migraines, and I'm so thankful I'm off medication. This bottle is only $29.95. I really want to encourage you to try it. You can join my team at wholesale cost. Please message me for more info. That's actually not that bad. I mean, if I had migraines and I was looking at it, I might be like, OMG, I want to buy something, but nobody becomes your friend on Facebook to buy things from you. They don't. And as soon as you say that, you've lost all credibility. What I can't, because they're going to ask themselves, does she really not struggle from migraines anymore? Or does she just want to sell that bottle for $29.95 because she sold that graphic off of Pinterest? Okay. Instead, I could say, holy crap, I just realized it's been 19 months to the day since I've had to take medication for my migraines. I will never get used to this. The end. Right? That's it. Now you have your audience intrigued. So I hope that that helps. I hope that makes sense. And I'm sure all of us Jewels feel the same way. If you had another specific question that didn't get answered tonight, please feel free to message us on Facebook. We may not be able to get back to you, but we'd love to pour into you guys more and more and more. But oh my gosh, there are so many questions and we can't get to them all. So whoever the sponsor is of Nina, I want to see your list of 30 things tonight, so send it to me. Don't mean to give you homework. Love ya. Anyway, love you guys. I really, really appreciate and value you guys so, so, so much. It is truly our honor to be able to pour into you, because I remember being gold and kind of being shaky because a Jewel like read my question and heard it, and I felt so freaking cool. And I just told myself every day that I loved my Lexus and the leather smelled so good, and holy crap, I'm a Jewel now. Like, it actually happened. It's real, and it can happen and will happen for you if you just don't give up, okay? So I love you guys. Y'all have a fantastic night. God bless you. Bye.